Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at TechTrader.com. It's Thursday, the 21st of July. These are the charts for the day, and as we do every Thursday, it's a review of the swing trades over the last few weeks. And we'll go alphabetically. ABCL, which has been in long downtrend, reversed sharply, formed the V bottom with the right-hand extension, broke out, and has been trending nicely. We're in a little pullback retest mode here, but as long as support around the 9 3/4 10 zone holds, let's call it 965.85. Then I'd be looking for a move back into the mid channel around 12 and the upper channel near 14. AEHR has been a rocket in the last couple of weeks, as you can see. Let's clear this up a little. And as today spiked up from just, let's just say in the last 8 days in a row, the stock's been up from 7 to 13, nearly doubling, with huge volume the last 2 days. And towards the end of the day, we did get some profit taken on it, as you can see. But this is a stock that has had a big move last year and exploded this year out of the falling wedge after creating a base pattern. So now I'm looking for a move, maybe to 14, 15 and a half area, and then we need to consolidate. Affirm, another tech stock with a solid pattern, a nice basis formed, broke out of bottom line. It broke out through the declining top sign and through this flag pattern as the moving averages were crossing over, and it tested the May 31st high, which is about 31 and change. Today's high, 30.73. So right there at resistance. We get through here, 40.41 is your next target, potentially. EP and pop pulled back. We put a swing on it. I like the look of it overall as it comes through a declining channel and thrust with volume and a rising flag as well. Your targets 635 and 7 1/4. CLFD came out of a coil. We put a swing on it as it broke out, pulled back to test, and it's gone nonstop from 67 to 81, 14 points just in the last week and a half, and now it looks like it's headed to high 80s. Coupang broke out of V bottom right-hand extended platform. Right there was the swing trade. It then pulled back to test and took off. It's been up for 5 days in a row now, and was headed towards the lateral resistance around the 20 3/4 range. My next target beyond that, 23.4. Ford Motor Company, believe it or not, is also on my swing trade list as it broke its long multi-month consolidated down channel. Came through the moving average, which are crossing over as well. Looks like a new trend may be starting, but there's resistance at just under 14. It needs to be taken out for this stock to be able to make it at 16 and a half and 18 and a half. Funko breaks out of a long base, pulls back, fills the gap, pops again and retests the channel, makes a new high to resistance and backs off to fill that gap there, and then stair-stepping its way higher, as you can see. Looking for 27 and close to 30. Futu, a Chinese stock that's come down out of a big drop from the V bottom with a right-hand extended the sliding channel. Here's your breakout. There's a wedge. Breaks out of the wedge and runs up to the target zone at 57. And it's a very orderly pullback channel, kind of a flag falling wedge. So I look for this one to get back up over 49 and run back into the mid 50s, maybe even low 60s. INMD also coming out of a long downtrend with a pop and a breakaway move. A little wedge here. Broke out of that wedge yesterday, followed through a bit today. My target's 33 3/4, 34, and then 40. In the trucking realm, KNX broke out of an inverse head and shoulders bottom after breaking its down channel and popped out and broke out today. My target's going forward 57, 59, and 62. LABU in the biotech sector acts like a stock that's turned around as well, but we will have to see. There was resistance right there. We broke through that. That's a parallel down channel. 5 waves down as well. Base pattern, breakout, pullback wedge, breakout, and it backed off today. Could not get through yesterday's high of 1020, but reached 1016. So through 1020, my targets are 11 3/4 and 14 and a half. LCID, nice base pattern breakout along with Rivian. These two look like they bottomed and they're about to start a new uptrend. I'd be looking for 25 and 29 on Lucid. While we're on the subject, let's look at Rivian. Very similar pattern with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways down, extending climax, a base, and trying to break out here today. I'm expecting a run that takes this to the 41, 42 zone. And also in the automotive sector, both Chinese Electric is NIO. You can see the rising channel, and now a pullback 3-4 week falling wedge, which if it dissolves to the upside, should resume its advance back to 24 and then 28. Omeros exploded out of the base, pulled back and tested the moving averages as they crossed over, then spiked up to lateral price resistance and now forming a wedge. Sure looks promising to me, folks. It gets to 497 plus is my target. Perion. Yesterday broke out, today did not follow through. I still like it for a potential swing to 21.5 and 24. Palantir. Well, after it V-bottomed here, we put a swing on it, but it backed off a little bit more, only to come back again now through the declining top line. Channel has been broken. Stock popped as high as 1076, backed off to 1038. Was up a fraction, but still up 3 days in a row, and now looking for 13 and 15. QURE, also a biotech that came out of a long downtrend, breakaway gap right there, popped and formed the wedge and broke out, and now it's trending upward. I had a target on it at 25, we're almost there, and then 30.31. Roblox, another tech stock with a long downtrend, V-bottom retest, breakout, pull back and retest the breakout point and work its way higher, just slightly. It needs to pick it up with a pop across 44.5. If it does that, 52 and 59 are targets. PTX exploded out of a base with a breakaway gap, ran up to resistance, back in the field and broke out again. This is on a swing. I'm not happy with the current couple of days, but the volume is relatively low. If it pops across 16.5, targets are 19 and 22. Rhythm has gone ballistic. After we gave you a swing on it, it went vertical, but it's reached all my targets. At this point, I would be careful about the potentiality of a pullback. I would take profits on this one. Seed, edging higher nearly every day and picking up a little volume too. It's right at key quadruple top resistance. We pop here, it could go vertical like it did there. I'm looking for a move to 12, 14, and 18 eventually. Sky Water Technologies in a downtrend as well, semiconductor. V-bottomed here, reversed, formed the coil, broke out, has been up nearly every day for the last 7 days in a row. With today's volume climaxing up near resistance, and my target, I would take some profits on this one. It's overbought short term, but I'm looking for more eventually. Snow. Long downtrend, the shorter term downtrend broke, so did the moving averages, and now crossed over. It tested it and bounced to resistance and backed off. If this stock gets above 165, my target's 190 and above. SWIR broke out, we put a swing on it, ran to the target zone, pulled back and tested twice, and broke out again. Not a lot of volume or conviction on the breakout, so I'm looking for that to occur if it's going to make some more upside. My targets, looking for 32, and eventually high 30s. Veru, really impressive pattern, exploded, falling wedge, exploded, kind of a falling wedge as well, but a more neutral lateral one. Underlying technicals held up well. Stock ran up to resistance, made nominal new highs. The last couple of days is backed up, so it's hesitating here. But if this should get through this range, I'm looking for 21 and 25. BERV exploded right after we gave the swing on it and went from like 18 and change into the mid 30s. It practically doubled. And today, after doing a secondary, came down hard, but from 28.75 to close at 32.5. Very impressed with that. Eventual target, 44. Chucker Yell with a big downtrend, short-term pattern broken, lateral price resistance broken, up against resistance, secondary resistance here. If it gets through, your next target is 520 and then 6. And finally, Zixi, which this is an incorrect quote, by the way. Zixi's a wedging in a rising channel. My targets now are 10, 12, and 15. That's what I'm looking for. And let's look at some of the really intriguing bullish type chart patterns at detectrader.com on our swings. They all look pretty good. This is HB out. Have a great evening.